Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. It's Shadow here, and I am literally voiceovering this video in a Staples. I can't lie, I'm literally in a Staples as I voice over this. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. But today we're doing a very different video. We're talking about Pokemon Go, and we're doing PvP now, which is really interesting. I have never really done this on my channel, but I've been playing Pokemon Go for 2 years now, so I don't know how I haven't made a video on it. I could have made infinitely as much content as I want, but whatever. But yeah, Lokix just got buffed, thankfully, because it was really bad in every single league, and it received counter. So today we're going to be looking at counter Lokix with two different teams. This is the first one right here. We have the counter Lokix on the lead with X Scissor and Dark Pulse with the 6, 11, 12 EVs, which are actually very good. So I'm glad I was able to get a good EV Lokix. We also have the 0, 15, 14 Shadow for Alligator with Shadow Claw, Hydro Cannon, and Crunch. Very good pick. I actually really like this thing as a safe swap to Lokix. And then we have a Azumarill in the back with Bubble, Ice Beam, and Play Rough, the 4, 15, 13, and it's just so good. I had to XL this, and it took me forever to build it, but I finally got it. And just look at that bulk. I think it was well worth it. But anyways, opponent switches into their Clodsire. We are ready with the Ice Beam. This won't do too much damage, but it just, for Clodsire, that's a lot of damage. So yeah, easily we are in a great position this match. We have the Mandibuzz, who has to go up against an Azumarill if this Clodsire goes down, which it probably will, because this is an Azumarill versus a Clodsire that doesn't know Sludge Bomb, as it just threw the Stone Edge. So we're pretty much safe. There it is, the Stone Edge. And yeah, Lokix, we're just going to go for a disrespectful finish here. Lokix building up to the double X Scissor, and you know what's going to happen. Clodsire goes down, and Mandibuzz just forfeits, knowing it was over. GG's. Next battle, up against our next opponent, we have the lead Lokix into Lickitung. Amazing lead. This is a really good matchup for the Lokix because counter does super effective, and it's really hard with Lokix's high attack stat, and Lickitung can only hit for resisted, not stab, with its lick damage. So yeah, really good matchup there. Annihilate switching in, and not as good of a matchup, but he catches the X Scissor, which is really unfortunate because he's resisting that. I go for a no shield, thinking if it's a Night Slash, we can live it, and then we can take some damage so they can't farm me down with Licky. But if you looked in the corner, you would have seen that this thing got the Night Slash boost, which means that we get farmed down way quicker than we would have. We would have survived a farm down and maybe even be able to farm the Annihilate down. But because of the boost, we aren't able to do that, and we just have to go in with Azumarill. It's our only option, and this is just looking disastrous. We have the Lickitung in the back, so obviously this isn't looking too good. They bait with a Night Slash, which is so unnecessary. They could have reached a Shadow Ball, so I don't know what that was about. But yeah, Lickitung coming in, it's obviously the Power Whip, but we're so tanky that a Power Whip won't even do half, so we're good. We're in the yellow, but it's okay. Lokix coming in, and in the back, it's a Gligar. It's already over, we know this, but we're just going to try to play this out with a Azumarill and its Extreme Bulk. Aerial Ace easily KOing the Lokix, and Lokix is a very frail Pokemon, mind you. This thing cannot take hits for its life. Azumarill, the Ice Beam, firing it on the Gligar, doing a lot of damage, but not KOing, and unfortunately because of that, we aren't able to farm this thing down in time. Aerial Ace, not doing much damage, but because, you know, yeah, Lickitung's going to be able to farm us down. It's not even a question. We actually throw the Play Rough, which is so unnecessary. I don't even think double Play Rough could have KO'd from here. Not even a Hydro Pump would have been able to KO, I don't think. So, GG's, we lost that one. Next battle, Lokix versus Wigglytuff. A really bad lead and a really bad matchup for this entire team. We switch into for Alligator, hoping that maybe we can get this thing out of the field, but of course it's going to stay in because it's a normal type up against a Pokemon with Shadow Claw. In comes an opposing Shadow for Alligator, and we gotta show them who's boss, so we shield up. We shield a Hydro Cannon, which would actually KO from here, and we're obviously go for a Crunch and maybe then a Hydro if this debuffs. By the way, don't worry about where I am right now. I'm totally not inside of a bathroom. Anyways, they come up with their Wigglytuff, and I send in my Azumarill. And even though this isn't a good matchup by any means, it's still better than the matchup versus Lokix, because in that matchup, we just straight up die. Whereas in this one, we have at least a chance to deal some damage. But obviously, we let go of the Disarming Voice, which means that we take quite a bit of damage. So we have to shield this up if we want to be able to live. And of course we do. So we farm down all the way, and out comes Annihilate. This is a problem. Annihilate does not really, we don't really have a good matchup against Annihilate with our Lokix. And just so you know, This doesn't end well. Lokix goes in, cannot do any damage with counter because obviously it's resisted, double resisted. You know, Night Slash coming through doesn't do much, but we're basically getting farmed down. Dark Pulse, we need to have this kill. I'm stuttering so much, but no, it does not kill. Now for the team switch up. We instead swapped Azumarill out for Cresselia because Azumarill just wasn't really working out for me, but Cresselia might do wonders, especially because I'm using Moonblast on this thing because of Mandibuzz and a bunch of other Pokemon rising that are really good against Psychic. But anyways, the lead for Alligator goes up against the Mantine. And yeah, this isn't a horrible matchup, but it's not exactly one that you want, especially because you have Cresselia in the back who would much rather want to be in this matchup. They let go of the Hydro Cannon, which means that they get gone, but obviously now that means that we have to go down a shield, and they still have both their shields. But Cresselia can fix that because Grass Knot has to be shielded by the Quagsire, otherwise it gets one-shotted completely. Grass Knot coming through, they do not catch. They stay in, which means that they have to shield this. They shield it, and just like that, they're down a shield. If we can get rid of their second shield, that'd be amazing. But we have to watch out for a catch because obviously... But no, they actually don't catch. We just get 2 Grass Knots off, and yes, we get rid of the second shield. We're comfortably no-shielding this. We can survive it, but even if it does KO, Lokix has a really good opportunity to sweep. We send out the Lokix. They go for the Aqua Tail. We no-shield. We can take an Aqua Tail. It will do like half health. But we will be okay. Aqua Tail coming through. X-Scissor getting reached on the CMP tie, and of course we win that. X-Scissor KOs the thing, and yeah, okay, yeah. We just kind of lost that now. We just got really unlucky with the yellow and Shadow Ninetales, and yeah, GG's. Poliwrath on the lead, not a good lead, and honestly today the game just hates me, honestly. I feel like this system just really doesn't like me. We take half health from the Hydro Cannon from the Poliwrath, so that's amazing, but they debuff us, so there's not really much we can do. We stay in this matchup because Lokix just doesn't do too good into this, and yeah, we swap into Cresselia though, which does do good into this matchup, but they're probably gonna swap out anyways. They swap out into a Victory Bell, but they don't know we have Moonblast, so we bait bluffing a Future Sight, and they shield because it's the Moonblast. They get debuff. That's a 10% chance of a debuff, by the way. 10%, 1 out of 10, basically. That's insane. We reach another Moonblast. Can they please just shield this, please? They actually let it go, but that's okay. Now we're in a range where Lokix can farm down, and because the Poliwrath was sent so low because of the Hydro Cannon and then the Psycho Cut damage, we're able to farm down the Poliwrath as well. We farm down the Victory Bell. We get double debuff by the Acid Spin, but that's okay. We farm down the Poliwrath, and what's in the back? In the back, it's a Dugong. We actually have a chance here. We're gonna go for the Dark Pulse. Good fast move timing, but because of some stutter, we actually don't reach on good fast move timing. They reach an Ice Healing. They can debuff us, and from this range, we need to pray that X-Scissor can KO. One more Ice Shard. This one would actually kill if this doesn't kill, so please, X-Scissor, Lokix, and it KOs the Dugong. That's insane. Okay, Lokix. Your attack stat is crazy, we know. GG's opponent. Next battle for Alligator up against the Azumarill. Not the best matchup, but obviously Azumarill doesn't really put out too much damage, so we can stay in this sort of comfortably. For Alligator, getting out the Hydro Cannon, doing decent enough damage, especially because it's resisted, reaching another Hydro Cannon, and this matchup honestly looks winnable if they keep no-shielding these Hydro Cannons, because we could just do a full Shadow Claw farm down if they just no-shield this, and they do. Obviously not a full farm down, but they bring out the Lickitung, and Lokix is in the back, just waiting for the Lickitung to come out, and there it is. X-Scissor will not do too much damage, but the counters will add up so much that it doesn't even matter. We obviously need to shield the next Body Slam. Lokix, like I said, is not very bulky, especially not in the Great League, but can actually take a surprising amount of hits in the Ultra League, like a Focus Blast from Registeel, which is very interesting. But yeah, Talonflame coming out, and I just really hate to see this, but the opponent's gonna hate it. Wait, it's actually a Typhlosion. My arm is bad, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, Typhlosion, not a bad matchup, honestly. We can do so much damage up against that thing with Alligator. We can just fully farm down this Azumarill, but we don't go for it. We go for the safer play of just going for a Grass Knot. So, Typhlosion in the back doesn't have any shields. We can just farm it down with anything we want to. They go for a Thunder Punch bait, and we just Psycho Cut farm them down. I don't know what they were thinking, not shielding anything, because, I mean, if they shielded the Dark Pulse, they could have had enough health to prosper. But yeah, Gels in lead, and even they know this is a bad matchup, not just because we're running Crunch, because for all they know, we could be running Ice Beam, but because also We have Shadow Claw. But yeah, they bring out their Scrafty, we bring out the Lokix, and we're just farming this thing down. We're proving that we are the better counter user that's a dark type. We farm that thing all the way down after taking a Foul Blade, and in comes the Jellicent. How much will this do? Please no shield this Jellicent. It does so much damage, oh my god. We go for an X-Scissor, and at this point, if they don't shield this, they're just about to get swept. The X-Scissor does get respected, and the opponent can't farm down, so they just have to accept that Feraligatr will be meeting them at the end of this game. Feraligatr coming through, we can actually live a Shadow Ball, I think. So the Shadow Ball comes through, we do live it, and it's a Magnezone in the back. This is not the best, because obviously Magnezone's a Steel type, and it's resisting everything, but 2 Moonblast should just be enough to KO. They bait us with a Mirror Shot, I thought it would be the Wild Charge, but even if it was, we can still live it from full health, so I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, Moonblast coming through. I actually decide to no shield this thinking it's a Mirror Shot, but I actually do shield it. And it was the Volt Switch, but they were at the double Volt Switch, and that's just unfortunate. We lost that battle. GG's opponent, that was a tragic loss. Now to the final battle of the day. We have Feraligatr up against the Ninetales. Not a good matchup, but it's Charm, which means that we can actually outpace tenfold to the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon coming through, the first one lands on the Ninetales. No, it does not. I'm joking with you. The next one might land though, and if it does, we're gonna get a really good switch advantage. They actually let it go through. Switch advantage is ours, and we even have shield advantage, so this is just going great. Cresselia going into the Azumarill, and alignment is just amazing. Honestly, Go Battle League, everything in this Go Battle League is literally just about alignment. If you don't have good alignment, you're not winning anything. Umbreon coming through, but we have the Moonblast. How much will this do? A lot, but Lokix is in the back, and Lokix has a beautiful matchup against the Umbreon. Umbreon can't do anything to this bug, and Lokix is just shredding through this guy's HP bar. Not even throwing an X-Scissor because we know that we can just counter farm it down. Giving Lokix counter was a big mistake, Game Freak, but this thing is about putting so much damage as we're coming through. Obviously, none of these moves will come close to KOing, but we can put it into a range where Cresselia can actually KO with Grass Knot. So what happens here? We double Dark Pulse, we get farmed down, but now at this point, Cresselia just needs to reach the double Grass Knot and win this battle. We don't show the first move, we can survive anything, it's an Ice Beam, so of course we take that, and Cresselia has 2 shields. At this point, the game is just won, we're just waiting to reach a second Grass Knot, and we do before they can reach the second move. Bye-bye Azumarill, and hello win. GG's opponent. Overall, I think giving Lokix counter was a great idea from Niantic. I just think it really works out well, and Lokix is now actually somewhat viable, but it does have some things holding it back with its bulk, and its typing is not good defensively. I wouldn't recommend it for climbing, but it's a very fun Pokemon to use, so if you're just looking to have some fun in the Go Battle League, 100% I recommend this thing. It's really hard to team build with this thing, even if you have the same team I use, which is recommended by PvPoke, but have as much fun as you want with this Lokix, because seriously, it's really good now for Spice Picks.